What's up, y'all? It is your girl, DJ Ashley Ross, and welcome to the Week 17 edition of Ashley's Hot Takes. We have made it through the NFL regular season. We wrapped on Sunday. The playoff picture is set. We're going to get right into it starting now. If you're following me on social media, you know that I was in LA Sunday for the 49ers taking on the Rams in the Coliseum. It was really cool because I've never actually been to the Coliseum, so it was cool to go to the Coliseum. I was shadowing Matt Maiocco of NBC Bay Area. I'm going to quickly give you guys the highlights of the day. So this was a little bit different than my Jaguar Seahawks experience because for that experience, I was on the field the whole time, but this time I was going between the field and the press box, so I actually was in the press box the majority of the day. I was able to see the game from a different angle. I think when you're more on the field and you're closer to the game, you get a better feel of the energy, but when you're up high like that, you can really see everything from like an aerial point of view and you see all the different things as they're kind of taking place. I get settled in the press box, I use my credential, go down on the field, see both teams warm up, get a feel of the game, go back up to the press box, and as the game's starting, I look over and my friend Matt has these binoculars. I'm like, hey, can I use them? And it was the greatest thing ever. So I really had a mission to really figure out, is this guy the real deal or is this like a flash in the pants? Like maybe he's just been playing these teams and he looks really good. No, he is the real deal. Like this man's vision. We'll throw this caveat out there. The Rams were resting the majority of their starters, getting ready for their playoff game. So he did not have to face the great Aaron Donald. So to put a caveat, he was going against the second unit, but he still looked really good. Pretty much the summary of the game, Jimmy G and the 49ers beat the brakes off of the Rams second unit. Rams don't care. They ended their playoff drought. They're going into the playoffs. I did some post-game interviews. It was a lot of fun. Now let's talk about the rest of the league. The Ravens to lose, which the Ravens would. This is my issue with the Ravens. They had 2 weeks, 2 home games against 2 weak teams to secure their playoff berth. And you're telling me in the last week of the season, you can't get a win against the Bengals. The Bengals who were 6-9. The Bengals who in week 13 or 14, they said that Marvin Lewis wasn't even going to return next year. The Bengals who have one of the most dysfunctional organizations in the National Football League. You can't beat them. You don't deserve to be in the playoff. The Ravens' loss gave an opening to the Chargers, who needed a couple things to go in their favor to get into the playoffs. I will give this credit to the Chargers. All they could do was control whether or not they beat the Raiders, and they did. But they needed like 4 other things to go their way. Let's go down the list. They needed to win. Check. They needed the Ravens to win. They needed the Bills to lose. And they needed the Titans to lose. Would the Titans lose? Would the Jaguars throw the Chargers a bone and take care of the Titans? No. Saints lose to the Bucks, which completely opens the door for Carolina. So if they take care of business against Atlanta, they can outright win the NFC South, and they don't even have to be a wild card. They can just straight up win the South. But to my displeasure, the Panthers lose to the Falcons. You're asking why would I be displeased about that? Because I needed Carolina to beat Atlanta and I needed Seattle to beat the Cardinals, because even if we beat the Cardinals, we still needed Atlanta to lose, but we lost to the Cardinals anyway, so it didn't even matter. So shout out to Atlanta, they're in the playoffs. In summary, Atlanta is in, Carolina is in, the Saints are in, 3 teams from the NFC South. That is a great accomplishment. All in the playoffs. Those matchups are set. I'm going to give them all to you right now. Starting with the Saturday games, the Titans will travel to Arrowhead. They're going to take on the Chiefs. That should be a really good matchup. I think that's a pretty balanced matchup. Now, the Falcons, they're going to have to travel all the way to LA, where I just was, to take on the Rams. So that's going to be good. The Sunday games, the Bills will travel down to Jacksonville, which is normally sunny and warm, but they're going through a cold snap, which might be to the Bills' advantage because they're used to playing in cold weather games. And then it'll finish out with Carolina traveling to New Orleans to take on the Saints. That is it for the regular season edition of Ash's Hot Takes, but don't you worry, we are going live into the postseason. I'm going to be giving some game previews. There's less games, so more in-depth analysis. See you soon.